just came back from halftime. We told you we got a very, very special guest. You already know where he's from. Mac didn't want me to say it, but I got to. DBU. I will give you this, Mac. Florida State's probably the originator, but we took over. But say the least, he's a junior cornerback out of LSU, 2019 national champion, an All-American, two-time first team All-SEC. His Instagram handle is Derek_Stingley on Instagram, and on Twitter is Junior Stingley on Twitter. My guy from the best school in the land.
Yes, sir.
Also, my guy repping that number 7.
Yeah.
Derek Stingley Jr. What's happening, baby?
Nothing much, man. Just having fun with everything going on, man.
Yes, sir, man. We're happy to have you on the show, man. But
No doubt.
We're gonna get it started right into the show right now. We know your dad played in the AFL. Your grandfather played in the NFL. How early did football come a big part of your life?
Oh, football. I've always been around football because, my dad, he was still playing while I was a young child, and then he was coaching. So I was practicing with the team, with his teams growing up. So as far back as I can remember, football has been a part of my life.
Yo, Derek, growing up in Baton Rouge, how locked in were you on LSU during the recruiting process throughout high school?
Oh yeah, LSU. It was always the main goal. Like, of course, during the recruiting process, you like to see what else is out there. But LSU being in my backyard and being able to go to play in the game and possibly see friends and family in the stadium, that beats everything. So
if you didn't go to LSU, what was the number 2? Who was close right behind LSU? If you didn't sign with LSU, where would you go?
Well, LSU was really always the main school. Like, I didn't really pay attention to other schools too much, but it was always LSU by a large margin. So
gotcha.
My man, FBA. If you want to be a great DB, there's only 2 schools to go to, and I will say Florida State is one of them.
Okay. I appreciate that.
I damn
That's
sure
fair.
want to Ohio State.
No, we're not saying Ohio State. We're not doing
exactly.
That. We're not
so,
doing
Derek, when did you truly focus on, becoming a cornerback in college? Was that always the goal? Because you was an athletic guy in high school, played both sides of the football. When you was going through the recruiting process, was cornerback always your end goal?
Yeah. Cornerback has always been my end goal because my dad was a cornerback, and when we would do workouts for football, cornerback would always be an emphasis. So I've always had that defensive mind and cornerback mind growing up throughout football.
What's some of the things that your dad helped you with as far as becoming a DB? Like you said, your dad played DB. What were some of the things that he helped you with in your growth as becoming a great DB in college football?
Really, when I think about it, is hand-eye coordination, because
that
separates the good and the great. Being able to catch the ball and return it. So that was really the biggest thing that he instilled in my mind.
He did a great job because your ball skills are prolific. You got some real good ball skills. I don't know if your ball skills. I don't know, Pat. I have to ask you this question. At LSU, when your ball skills were prolific as well. You know what I mean? But Stingley, man, he go get at the highest point. He actually turns into a wide receiver, and I really love that about him because we see so many young cornerbacks, especially playing on the collegiate field, never look back for the football.
Right.
I mean, there are so many plays that could be made if you just happen to look back. Use the eyes that the great man above bless you with.
I think the biggest thing to that, though, the biggest contribution to that is by him playing both sides of the football.
Yeah. Yes.
I think that was huge because that's what helped me as well, being a receiver and a DB at the same time, kind of having to feel when the ball is coming. Like you said, when guys get in the league, most guys in the league didn't play both sides of the ball. And you can tell. It's obvious. You know what I mean? So your dad definitely did a great job. Walking onto campus as a freshman, what did you think about the team, and did you think you guys would win a national championship?
Let me think. Whenever I got on campus, they were still practicing for the bowl game against UCF. But whenever I got there and was watching everybody move around, I knew that they were going to go out there and do their thing in that bowl game. And then once everybody got on campus for the following season, it was from the jump. Like, you can tell by the atmosphere and chemistry that everybody already had during the first week. So I think that's what set apart that year than everything else.
And what were your first impressions of Joe Burrow? Because he surprised a lot of people in 2019. I mean, he took the league by storm, not just the SEC, but college football in totality. But what were your first impressions on Joe Burrow? And then when you look at Burrow, when you look at the wide receivers he had, Marshall, Chase, Jefferson, man, what were your first impressions of those guys as a early enrollee, to say the least, and then you guys got rolling in spring football and then summer camp?
Right. So when it comes to the receivers that were there, we all grew up in high school recruiting, going against each other in camps, or we was all on the same 707 team. Like Jamar and Terrence Marshall, they were both on the Bootleggers, which was our 707 team. And then, seeing Justin at the same camps that I was at. So seeing them guys go out there and just dominate, like that's a good thing to see, as always, because I want everybody to succeed. And then with Joe, the first week that I was there, he was testing me a lot. And that's something I wasn't used to because, coming out of high school, if you're that guy, they kind of don't test you. So whenever I seen him doing that, I was like, okay, so he likes to take risks. He can do whatever he wants to do and be successful at it. So seeing him grow from that point onto fall camp, it was crazy because there was a point in time when we were trying to figure out how can we stop Joe with their offense. So
Man, that's big. I know first of all, it's an honor to see that 7 back in the secondary. The last one I had in the secondary was Grant, and obviously you guys played together on that 2019 championship team. What was your best memory from winning the title?
From winning from the game, like in the game?
No, just anything. Like what's like from the game? What was your best memory from in New Orleans winning the title that year?
Oh, probably coming out of the tunnel. It was purple smoke everywhere with like green lasers, and usually coming out we just sing out the little song at Tiger Stadium and then we come out. But now when the tunnel was way smaller, and then coming out and the stadium being like blacked out and all you see is flashlights, that was probably the most like surreal thing ever. Like I'm really playing in a championship game right now for LSU. Like this is all crazy right now.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And speaking of that moment, I mean, your freshman season was an unbelievable moment. You had 6 interceptions. You forced 20 incompletions. You landed on the consensus All-American team. And get this, Pat P, only consensus true freshman defensive All-American ever in the game. Yeah. Ever. That's never been done before.
Right.
Man, how were you able to make such a significant impact so quickly in your career there at LSU as a freshman?
Well, whenever I joined the team, I was nervous, going to the next level. Not sure how it's gonna go, but after a while, once film study came into play, it all seemed like high school speed, at least. Like the game was slowed down a lot, and once the game slows down for a DB, it's kind of hard to get over a DB because they've seen everything, they know what's gonna come and stuff like that. So that's, as the season went along, I felt myself slowing the game down more and more. So it didn't feel as crazy as some of the highlights may show.
Right. And me and you talked about this, I can't remember what time of the year it was last year, but as someone is naturally on the quiet side, how do you teach yourself to become a more vocal leader?
Well, yeah, we talked about this. So one thing or a couple of things that I took was that you don't always have to speak, but when you do, people will listen.
Right.
So, I'm taking that from bits and pieces, and I'm starting to realize that people actually do listen to what a leader has to say, like if they don't normally be all like loud and rah-rah. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's going good right now. A lot of people have my trust on the team, and we're all working together, helping on each other's back. So I think it's going to be good.
Yeah. And also What's the obviously a lot of people don't know about this. I know about it, but can you explain to the world the process for someone getting the number 7? And also, what was your reaction when G Strain told you was going to be rocking it?
Well, the number 7 has been floating around for me to get it since I got on campus, and I always told everyone that I wanted to earn it because I didn't want to just be given something and not producing the right way. So once I solidified my abilities out there on the field, they started asking me more like, do you want the number? And I agreed to it and had the meeting with Coach O, and he said that I'm a good leader on the team, and he knows that I'm gonna represent it proudly. So that's my next goal. Make sure I uphold the standard of number 7.
So enough to be said, 7 is definitely a number that is, not something that's hard to come at, but that's something that is, like you said, earned, and also that's something that's
it's a big deal.
Something that's given to one of the best, well, not one of the best player on the football team.
Yeah. 7 is that legendary number.
Pat, you go ahead. Pat, go ahead. Toot your own horn. I know you want to toot your own horn. Go ahead.
Like I say, I'm a trendsetter.
You started that thing off, man. You started it off. You the founder of that number 7 being a prolific
all my
number.
Guys who and when G Strain told me, because G actually he'll call me each and every year. He's like, we got this kid coming up, whoever it may be. Is like, are you comfortable? I'm like, hell yeah. I mean, I'm not there. If you guys see them every day, if you feel like they're worthy enough to wear number 7, give it to them. You guys haven't let me down yet. So continue rocking that 7 proud.
Hey, real quick, MarrChase was supposed to wear it this year, but he opted out, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. And a lot of people don't know 7 can go to an offensive player or a defensive player. Granted, we've seen more defensive players in the secondary rock number 7, but it could go to an offensive guy as well because Chase was supposed to wear it, but he opted out. Derek, you're on the Benerick watch list, preseason All-SEC. You're going to be a preseason All-American. You're going to make every elite list that's available for elite players to make. Individually speaking, what are your expectations for yourself this upcoming season?
Really to stay calm in every situation. Don't go out there looking for plays, or don't go out there with a mindset of I got to have this many interceptions, this many pass breakups, because when you start reaching for that, then you find yourself in a stressful situation when you're not completing these goals. So for me, my goal is to stay calm and just go out there and play my game.
That's a great answer, man. What I like that because as a former LSU Tiger, I agree with that 100% because, like you say, once you go fishing for plays, now you find yourself out of position. You kind of find your mind is kind of foggy. Right. Now you just go out there and play. The play's gonna come to you.
And trust the defense.
Yep, just trust the defense and continue doing what you need to do. My next one for you: how's the team looking this year?
That's what we want to know, because that is some heat. That SEC West, it's heat every year, but it's definitely some heat this year. So yeah, I need to hear this answer.
So far this year is giving me a 2019 feel. We have we had a full spring. Our chemistry is there. We're still learning and building, and there's just so much talent everywhere on both sides of the ball, and I just think everything is starting to come into place at the right time.
You guys are predicted, I think, to finish third in the West behind Bama and A&M, and we know talent has never been an issue for LSU. You guys went through a lot of different adversities last year. Offensively, Miles Brennan, he should be that guy. How is he looking? Because he did play pretty good football last year, given an opportunity. And one thing we know about the game of football, if you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a shot. Right. I mean, Herm Edwards said it best. You don't have a quarterback that fields 150 yards. But how is Miles Brennan looking so far throughout the offseason?
Well, we have Miles Brennan, we have Max Johnson, and we have Garrett, and they're all working very, very hard. They're constantly in the film room. They're on the field. They're doing extra work, just working with all the receivers. And right now, I believe in all of them. I hope all of them succeed. And when it comes time for fall camp, whoever they choose to be the quarterback, that's who I believe in.
I like it. Going into this season and into the 2021-22 season, obviously, I don't know if you pay attention to the mock drafts or anything like that, but they have you rated as of right now top 5 selection. Do you pay attention to that type of stuff?
Well, I don't at all, or at least I try my best not to, because once you start looking at that and looking forward to that, you miss what you're in right now. Like, you got to focus on the present. That can all be different if you don't focus on what you're doing now. Right. So it's no point to look at all of that. You just got to stay away from it.
I remember one of my coaches always tell me, live in the moment. Can't worry about the future. Live in the moment.
Especially as a college player, you know what I mean? Because anything can happen at any given time, especially when you start reading the headlines. So, yeah, you're doing the right thing, keeping your mind focused on the task at hand and not worrying about the outside noise. When you look at your freshman year, Derek, you were unbelievable. You dealt with some injuries your sophomore campaign, still played pretty good football, but didn't put up the numbers that you did your freshman campaign. What was the difference between year 1 and year 2 for you?
Year 2, it was a tough year. That came along with a lot of other factors that was in play. But this year, I'm looking forward to not being 2019 me or 2020. I'm looking to be the best that I know I can be, which is
no doubt
better than any of that. So we'll see how that goes, and hopefully it all goes according to plan.
And one thing I can say about LSU, you guys done a real good job with cornerbacks. So you got a young cornerback that I really loved watching last year, especially when you were in the lineup. He really took advantage of the opportunities in Eli Ricks.
Yes,
how good can Mr. Ricks be? Because a lot of people, when you watch football, and I watch DBs, number one, I look at your uniform. When I look at your uniform, your uniform got to be looking real good. I tell people this all the time, Derek. You can't look like the uniform man in the locker room. They have that uniform code guy.
I'm sitting on there. Yeah.
That's on the wall. How your socks supposed to be, your jersey. Like, you can't look like that guy, right? Hey, Pat P, I'd be like, man, stop looking like the uniform man on the poster board on the wall, man. Fix your uniform, cut your jersey, get your sleeves together. But Mr. Ricks, bro, can play football.
Yes,
he had 4 picks. I think he had a few touchdowns.
Yeah, 2
last year as a true freshman. Yeah, 2 of them. How good can he be?
He is probably going to be another great to come through. Like he's already establishing himself, and this whole offseason he's been working real hard. Like I can't wait for everyone to see him put on a good year 2. And then a year, however long it takes for the rest, and he's going to be amazing. Like,
would you say you guys are the best duo of corners in the SEC?
In the country?
LSU, we put good DBs out there, but I'm gonna let everybody else handle that discussion.
Right.
Well, Pat already said. Pat said in the country.
Country, man. Yeah, I'm gonna say it for you in the country. Goddamn it.
Yeah, let me. You put me on the spot. Let me go through this here real quick. Okay, Florida got a few. They got Elam. I don't know who's gonna be the opposite corner of Elam.
You said duo now.
Yeah, I said duo. I need 2. I gotta do my research, but I can tell you this much: I like Ricks, and of course, I'm a big Stingley fan, so I'm gonna do my research and I get back to you. But I think it's safe to say, you guys probably, Pat P, you might be right, because number one can play. He played with a lot of confidence too. That's what I like about the young kid. Man. Yeah. He give up a pass, it's nothing. He's coming back and he's barking. He talking trash out there.
That's why you got to be a DB. You got to have amnesia, short memory, man. Short memory.
No question. So hey, Derek, this is a rumor. I don't know if this is a clean rumor or a dirty rumor.
Dirty rumor.
Yeah, but Uncle Roger used to tell me a dirty rumor is a flat out lie. You want to have a clean rumor, right? There's a rumor that you ran a 4.3 in the 40 and you jumped a 42-inch vert coming out of high school. Number one, 2-part question. Is that true? And the second part to that 2-part question, what type of numbers could you produce now if you had to run the 40 and jump the vert?
Yes, the 4.3 flat is true. And I slipped at the beginning of it and it was laser time.
Oh,
but yes, the vertical is true. And if I was to do it right now, I'll still be in the 4.3 range. And I think my vertical has gotten higher.
That's awesome.
So you ran 4.3 out the gate from high school, jumped to 42. And tell you the truth, that college weight room and training a little different.
Get you right.
So, yeah, you might. Program. He probably more explosive. He might be faster. Woo.
Do Moffitt still say this? Because I know a lot of guys be complaining when they get all hot. Do he still say, I know soldiers out in Iraq carrying 100 pounds of equipment in 120-degree weather. Nobody gives a shit if you're tired. Do you still say that?
Yeah, he still got all those crazy sayings that he said.
Hey, my favorite Coach Moffitt saying was, I remember I got that as a freshman. Steven really was our running back. And I forgot what Steven did that year. Because they won a championship before I came in, and you know how you have that list on the weight room that you can't come back, right? Mm-hmm. So Steven, he told Steven that he can't come back in the weight room until January, right? So everybody walking in the weight room, Coach Moffitt said, Steven, what are you doing in here? He said, Coach, you said come back in January. He said, guess what? It's another one next year. Get out of my weight room.
Well, that's the strength coach?
That's the strength coach, man. He is the absolute best. And he'll tell you, too. He said, I'm a lifer. They ain't going to fire me. I'm a lifer.
Oh, he good, huh? His contract guaranteed.
No doubt about it. Hey, Derek, going into your junior year, we said all the accolades on the Jim Thorpe, on the Benerick.
On everything.
Are you looking to take advantage of the new NCAA rules of your likeness?
Ooh.
Take a minute. I think it's a good opportunity for everyone. A lot of people, we get to learn how to deal with money before getting to the big leagues.
No question.
So I think that's a good thing. And then, it's nice to finally be able to earn something for your productivity on the field. So we'll see how this process goes. But it's still all new, so you're still figuring out everything.
Do you have any deals on the table right now?
What'd you say?
Do you have any deals on the table right now?
I have a couple.
You don't have to say no name.
So,
but you say the names if you want to. Yeah.
It's on the table still, so it ain't out there yet. So you ain't gotta say no name.
Well, if it's on the table,
don't let Matt drag into that mud, man.
I just want to know. What he rocking with. I know he first of all he a home state kid, so
right.
It got to be everything coming down his way. They knocking on his door. It's up to him if he want to do it. If he don't want to do it, because he the hottest thing on the team right now. But if you want to tell us a little bit what you got going on, fill us in. What potentially could be on the rise for you, that's cool. But if not, then we respect that too. But hey, be smart with it. I can tell you that much. Whatever you do get, financially speaking, act like you didn't receive anything. Save it. Right. Save it. Because think about this: as a scholarship player, you get everything free. You get clothes free. You might want to buy some shoes here or there, but you eat free. You know what I mean? So there's no reason to go out and splurge, because your job is to go to school and lock people down and pocket anything that you do get. So that would be the only advice I would tell you. Now, would I listen to my own advice if I was in college? Probably not, but I'm telling you so you can listen to me.
Right. I got you though. That's some good stuff right there.
Yeah. Hey, last question before we transition to the superlative part of our show. Do you think your game as a corner closely resembles any player in the NFL currently? Now, the NFL Network's draft analyst Daniel Jeremiah recently compared you to Marshawn Lattimore. I have my own comparison based on what I've seen from you so far in 2 years of play. I don't like that comparison. I have a better one, I think, but I want to hear your answer first. Do your game resembles any current NFL corner right now in the league?
Well, everybody has their different style, their different play, because we all learn from each other. If we see something works for another guy, we take it to our workouts and we try to replicate it. Yep. So I wouldn't say that I wouldn't really know who to compare myself to, because of the fact that I take pieces from everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna leave it at that. Like I think I'm one on my own, just like everybody else, So.
Yeah.
I got one for you. When I watch you play, because I love your press game is extremely patient. You look the same every time, no matter who you're going against, as far as when it comes to wide receivers. Measurables of speed. Your off game is technical as well. I love seeing that from college corners. So when I see you play, you remind me a lot of Stephon Gilmore from the Patriots.
Like yes.
Because the patience at the line of scrimmage, you're never in a rush. That's the good thing about great corners at the line. They're never in a rush. They're always patient. They're always smooth, calm. And it's the same concept when you're playing off technique, because that's something that a lot of corners, especially in college corners, don't really, perfect. So when I look at Stephon Gilmore, and then you tackle well as well, you throw your body in there, you know what I mean? So that's my comparison. When I see Marshawn Lattimore, I'm like, nah, Marshawn Lattimore is, he's a, you got two sayings when it comes to corners. You got a breakfast corner and you got a dinner corner. Right. The breakfast corner are guys that can eliminate you at the first part of the route, which is out the line of scrimmage. Yeah. That's the first part of the meal. The first thing that you eat is breakfast. The dinner corner are guys that can eliminate you in the second half of the route.
Right.
But if you're a breakfast in a dinner corner, now you're cooking with gas.
No doubt about it.
That's why Pat P gonna have that gold jacket, because he a breakfast corner and he's a dinner corner. Yeah.
And I had the opportunity to work out with Sting. I think it was your freshman year, 19.
Yeah, that was freshman year.
Extremely humble kid. And we saw this at least I know he saw this for himself, but being there for that week, I definitely saw this coming. So it's, like I said, an incredible, humble kid. He gets it. And I've been saying that for forever, is when a guy gets it at this level early, they're going to be, the sky's the limit. And the sky's definitely the limit for Stingley. And I'm excited to see him play this year. No question. We're going to jump into our superlative part of the show, where we're going to hit you with some rapid fire questions, and you give us a rapid fire answer.
I like the first one.
Build your perfect LSU secondary.
We're going to give you 5. You can get 5. You can get you a nickel. You can get you a nickel.
They get you a nickel. 2 safeties, 2 corners, and a nickel. Let's see what you got, Sting.
All right. Okay. Yes. One corner, I think we all know it's you, Pat. The other one, I'm gonna throw C-Ray in there just to see what he do out there.
Okay.
And say, we gotta go with Tyron. I'm gonna go Jamal, and then I'll put Grant out there at the nickel.
Okay. You got you like that long body at the nickel, huh?
Yeah.
I like it.
You're not gonna include yourself in that fight?
No, not yet.
Okay. Hey, you know what? I respect that. You're giving tribute to the guys that did it before you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I love that. I love that. Next question for you. Best game you ever played in a LSU uniform?
I'd probably say Mississippi State 2019.
Yeah, you went ham that game. That was in LSU, right?
Yeah.
No.
That was at Mississippi State.
I had no targets that game.
I thought that Auburn game was tight too.
I gave us some plays that I shouldn't have gave up.
Okay. Respect. Give me your funniest Coach O story.
Go Tigers.
Ooh, this is a tough one. Let me think. It's probably a story that is gonna stay between the team. But it was during championship week in 2019, and that was probably the most I've ever laughed. I don't think I've laughed that hard in a minute, but yeah, that's something that I had to stay between the team on that one.
Okay, all right. Hey, but I got one real quick. Not the funniest, but the best thing I think you guys do, and I had an opportunity to come to a couple games, is when y'all in the locker room, he have y'all strap them hammers up. Oh my God, Matt.
What's that about? Tell us about that.
Yeah, tell us about that, Steve.
So whenever we're after we pray, we stand up, we're getting ready to go out the locker room. Coach O, he has this little speech that he says before every game, and at the end of it, he says, LSU Tigers going to war. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. We all buckle out.
Oh, Matt, when I see that thing, they give me goosebumps right now, Matt. Oh, man, I say, man, Coach, I remember one time I almost asked him to do it again.
Yeah, it's good though. Hearing that sound, it's like, okay, it's time to go into war.
It's time for war.
No doubt. 2-part question for you. Best wide receiver you faced in practice and the best wide receiver you faced in a game.
In practice, I would say MarrChase. He had a lot of things that he's going to show this year out there in the league that were pretty good. And it was good to go against him every day because I got to learn from him and he got to learn from all this in the secondary. And then in the game, everybody has their different skill set. And so I think that quicker guys, they have their certain areas that they excel in. Bigger guys like go up and attack the ball. So in the game, I wouldn't really say anyone is better than another. I would say that everybody has their own skill set.
Okay. And last, I want to squeeze this one in. This is just a personal question. Will we see you on offense this year?
That right there is up to Coach O. If need be, then
do you want to play offense? Do you want to play offense?
Oh, every DB wants to play offense. To show.
No doubt about it. Are you returning punts this year?
What'd you say?
Are you returning punts this year too?
Yeah, I'm returning punts.
Hey man, I want you to do me a favor, and I know Coach O may let you do it because we know you might be a dark horse for the Heisman, like I was in Heisman school.
You got to play hot. You got to play little offense.
Hey, please, and you guys have to be up by at least 13. Just strike the pole for me. I want to see somebody.
You want to strike the poles?
Yeah, I want to strike the pole. The hell with the 15 yards. Strike it.
Hopefully, I get to the point where I can do it, but it's no doubt
that froze.
I have to.
I got you, man. Well, Derek, it's a pleasure to have you on All Things Covered.
Hello.
Fans been dying to hear from you. Thank you for coming on the show. Have a great year, and guess what, Mac? Go Tigers.
The Tigers. It was good being on here, though. But
yes, sir, man. We appreciate it, man.
Yep.
I'll hit you up. I'll hit you up next week sometime.
All right.
All right, baby.